Sena Jeter Naslund served as Kentucky's Poet Laureate from 2005 through 2006. She is the co-founder and program director of the Spalding University Brief Residency Master of Fine Arts in Creative Writing, the recipient of the Harper Lee Award and the Southeastern Library Association Fiction Award, and the editor of the Louisville Review and Fleur-de-Lis Press. Sena has received fellowships from the National Endowment for the Arts, the Kentucky Foundation for Women, and the Kentucky Arts Council, as well as the Governor's Award for the Arts in 2011 from Alabama, her home state. She is the author of Adam and Eve, a novel, Ahab's Wife, Four Spirits, The Animal Way to Love, Sherlock in Love, and Abundance, a novel of Marie Antoinette, and two collections of short stories, Ice Skating at the North Pole and The Disobedience of Water. Her most recent book, The Fountain of St. James Court, was published by HarperCollins in 2013. Please welcome to the podium, Sena Jeter Naslund.
Thank you so much. I want to start by offering warm congratulations to Georgella Lyon. It's wonderful for all of us Poet Laureates to be able to embrace a person of her caliber as the new Poet Laureate, and it's a marvelous occasion to be here with all of you. I'm reading from my ninth book, The Fountain of St. James Court, or Portrait of the Artist as an Old Woman. Now, some of you may feel a little bit of James Joyce breathing down my neck, but that's okay. This is a two-level book, a two-tier book. Part of it is set in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where the Fountain of St. James Court is. That's a contemporary part about a writer who happens to live beside the beautiful fountain there, as I do. The other part of the book is something that writer has written about a real historical character, the portrait painter of Marie Antoinette, whose name was Elizabeth Vigée-Lebrun, historical figure. So I'm reading a little bit about that historic painter when she was a child, and she was a child whose father was also a painter. Papa brings me handfuls of colors. They are pastel sticks, such as he himself uses in his paintings, and they roll out of his hands onto the table. We look at them together, and he asks, "What does one color have to say to another color?" Most adults do not seem to know that everything speaks to everything else. Not in words exactly, but now he is asking for words. I answer. The blue says to the green, "I like you, for there is some of me in you." My father puts his arms around my head and squeezes my head against his heart. While he holds me there, he says, "You have a mind as well as an eye, my gifted one." I do not know what to say. What is a gifted one? I hope I'm not going to be given away. My father reads my silence. To be gifted, he says, is to have special talents, gifts that are part of your soul within you, and they will always be there. Suddenly I know that I am my Father's treasure, that he treasures me. Enjoy all your gifts, he tells me. They bring pleasure to others, but what is more important is that it makes you, yourself, happy to have these gifts. First, even before you use them, they are a part of who you are. Second, while you use them. And third, after you have used them, let your gifts always fill you up with happiness. I nod in agreement. I already know what he has told me. I have always known it. But even his words are not splendid enough to match the feeling that comes before, during, and after I have done what I love to do. Sometimes, he said, if you work hard and finish your work and share it, there is a fourth kind of happiness. I feel around inside my mind, but I cannot find the fourth happiness. So I ask him. He says, it comes when other people praise what you have done. It is the least important pleasure, but there is no reason not to open yourself to it. It is untrue to yourself not to open yourself in a humble and happy way to praise. Take it in if it comes, and let it give you confidence and strength for future work. I know that soon I will ask him to give me some oil paints. Which pastel stick speaks to your hand this morning? He asks me. Which one says, "Choose me"? When he says these words, the tone of his voice makes me think of Samuel in the Bible, when he hears the voice of God calling his own name, recognizing his potential. And Samuel replies, "Here am I, send me." And the voice of God is exactly the same as Samuel's own inner voice.